All right, here we go. Peace, y'all. We're gonna do this again. I was loaded here, but then I was loaded on the Facebook Live, and Facebook Live likes to crash and not work and be finicky. So we're here again. But village, it takes a village to raise a child, like I was just saying. Something you hear a lot of times coming up. It's an old parable, or I can't find the right word I'm looking for, but it's basically a saying that a lot of people go by and a lot of things people say. And they talk about how, and peace to Facebook too, just to let y'all know real quick, I'm in downtown San Diego. I'm recording here, so if I'm not looking at y'all, I'm mainly recording on my other camera, just so y'all know, right? So, but people talk about how it takes a village to raise a child, and the problem is we don't have a strong enough village, so we don't have that inability to raise our children due to the fact that we don't have that strong village. But the thing about the village that I wanted to point out today is that a village still does raise a child, because I feel like a lot of times we get stuck right there. We stop right there and we say, listen, it takes a village to raise a child. We don't have a village, so we're not raising our child, right? But this is the thing. There still is a village, and that village is raising your child. All right, I want to paraphrase real quick. There's a brother, his name is Chike Akua. He had wrote a book called Parenting Power. The name of the book was Parenting Power. You could get it at, I think it's We Buy Black or the Buy Black Business Movement, but just look up Chike Akua. And in the opening of the book, he put a question out there. He said, imagine if you walked into your house, right? You step out, whatever reason, your kids are in your house. You step out, you go into your house, and when you get into the house, it's this old white man in the house telling your kids about sex. It's this old white man in the house telling your kids that they're ugly. It's this old white man in the house telling your kids, you know, what they need to be doing, what their focus needs to be, that they can only be an athlete. Telling your kids all these different things. There's an actual person in your house saying this to your kids. Your immediate reaction is going to be crazy, aside from the fact that obviously, yes, there's a person in your house that's not supposed to be there. But just outside of that, your immediate reaction is going to be like, well, what is this person doing here? And what are you doing telling my child things that I need to be telling my child, right? All right. Crazy scenario. Think about this. That's happening every single day. Where is it happening? It's happening on the TV. Because that TV is nothing more, the TV programming. You don't watch channels, you don't watch shows, you watch programs. And with me, even with the little stuff I'm doing and just knowing how media works, these are people behind the cameras, people behind the editing software that are projecting out a certain thing that they're looking, a certain message that they're putting out to project their thoughts on you. So when you're letting these people, your children are watching these things, this is a part of the extended village. So back in the day when this saying was made up, there was no TV. There was nothing. If someone had to say something, wanted to say something to your children, they had to say it directly to them. See, back in those days, there was no TV, but what you have to realize with there being TV, he said, move your hair from your face, is distracting. I'll swing it back in a minute, but back when there was, now that there's TV, you have to realize that white man behind that editing board, that white program director, that corporation Viacom, that is a part of your village now. Every single place that your child is watching TV is an extended part of the village, right? That's one aspect of it. That's a big aspect because a lot of us have children who watch a lot of TV. So that's an extended part of your village that could get so big. It's not only is it big, you're not even considering it is. When's the last time you looked at the credits to see who edited the SpongeBob cartoon? It could be some weirdo into satanic rituals. It could be anyone, right? All right, so that's one part of the village we don't really consider. What else does the village extend to? Peace, brother. What else does the village extend to? We could look at where do your kids go to school? Where do your kids go to school? How many teachers are your kids interfacing when they go to school? Who is the principal at the teacher school? Who is the ones that's laying out what the school district does for the year? This is your village, right? So again, because like I said, I'm in the PTA for a reason at my daughter's school, just to kind of understand, because I'm unable to homeschool her at this point, so I want to better understand things. You get to see and have insight on the people who are making the decisions that craft and shape how your child is going about their education. And when you see that it's just the tip of the iceberg, because you have to consider how many things do they do that they don't have a choice in doing. Listen, this is what it is we have to do. So now you got to go higher up the ladder for more people that's a part of what? A part of your village. More people who are structuring the jobs of the people who are working at the schools that your children are going to. And we have to consider how many hours are the kids. Majority of the days, I mean, what do? I wake up at 6, I drop my daughter off at school. She's spending more time in that aspect of my village. Again, this is my village. Just like I brought up with the TV, just like I brought up, this is the village that is raising your child, right? She's spending more time there in a day, an average day, than she's spending with me. So we have to look at everyone that's involved in the school, everyone that's involved in crafting the school, and everyone that's involved in, even on a state legislative level, right? That's another part of the village, all right? Another big part of your village. Where does your child go to daycare? All right, and I'm bringing these things, and I might just stick with these 3 key things because a lot of us that have children, that is a large part because of many of us have to work all day. We have to work all day, so it's like the daycare provider you have, what type of relationship do you have with this person? What race is this person? What is the background culturally? What are the beliefs of this person? Because that person is another part of your village. Everyone that's raising your child, you're not considering these things in depth, but these are things that you need to be thinking about. Because that, again, they say, oh, we don't got the village. You have a village. You're just not what? Controlling and crafting that village. All right? So I just wanted to lay that out for you guys. She said, Sharifa said, appreciate that. Know the daycare. Yeah, you got to pay attention to that daycare. If sometimes have heart-to-hearts and pick your daycare person's brain, they might be believing some stuff that you think is crazy. That's completely the antithesis of what you're doing. So, these are just different things that we don't pay attention to. What are the beliefs and what are they projecting? What are they teaching your kids? Because in 2017, the way things are now, back in the day, a lot of us, we talk to our parents, and what do our parents tell us? They tell us, look, when I got in trouble, I'm 29, so my parents, some of it might actually have been y'all. But they say, when I got in trouble, I go down the block, my grandma gonna get me, my mama gonna get me, you know what I mean? Miss Sherry down the street from the church gonna get me. Everybody's gonna whoop you. See, we had a different type of village back then. In the village, you were going to the churches, you were hanging out, you were with family, you know what I mean? You may have went to school, but a lot of the times back then, we were more segregated and we went to schools with people who were black. And, there's parts of the country where it's still like that. But that village at least shared core common values, you know what I mean? So it was a little different. But nowadays, we just really have to consider what that village looks like. Why do I bring this to your attention? I'm bringing this to people's attention just to understand that when I push for things that are more ethnocentric, when I push for, or when I or other people, you hear them speak against public school, when you hear them saying we need to build more black institutions that specifically only work for our benefit. Now, obviously, especially here in San Diego, that's not something that we can do for everything. But this is one of the reasons that I feel like people need to bring it to their attention to understand, that's a good point. What is my village crafting and shaping my children's mind to be? How much am I putting into it? All right, Sharifa said, yes, in Somalia and Kenya, we're about that village love. And that's good, beautiful. We got a sister from the continent here that still has that. And see, what you have still in Somalia and Kenya, when we talk to our elders and our people that's still older now, like I talked to my father, they had that. What you had in Somalia, we had it here. But with integration and all these different things have been fragmented to the point where we no longer even pay attention to who is crafting our child's mind and who is our village. And really, our village is a bunch of white folks. And if you're here, there may be other folks that, this is not say anything against them, but they don't share common values with you. And you may be thinking, look, I worked my butt off raising my child. I took him to school. I did all these different things. I instilled the values that I wanted to instill. But you got to do you have to do an analysis of the time. How much time have you spent impacting compared to how much time they spend at daycare, how much time they spend at school, how much time they spend behind the TV, watching programs on the TV that you did not put on the TV. And people on is white boys behind the editing software, editing it up, white boys writing it, some people that are not of your culture who could be anybody. You ain't checking the credits. You're not looking at the credits of what your children are watching to see that village. You're not looking behind the type of food, the processed foods or whatever kind of food that you're getting, to see how is that food being made. That's another part of your village that you're not paying attention to. So I just wanted to point that out today and just say, a village is raising your child whether you know it or not. So when you say, oh, well, we need a village, so we just got to work on the village, and until we do that, a village ain't raising the child. No, a village is raising your child whether you paying attention to it or not. And maybe you just need to pay more attention to who is the village that's raising your child, and do your best to craft that village to your personal beliefs, to your cultural beliefs, and to things you believe in, and craft it in a better way to where it makes more sense. And black folks in general need to craft that in a blacker way. And that's all I wanted to say to y'all. Peace. I don't think it's no questions. Sharifa been holding it down in here tonight. But yeah, man, what did Ali say? Ali said, I often wonder if I'd be different if I was at a different school, but at the same time, I went to the same school and we're a different way. Yeah, brother, man, listen, there's so many different things that you can experience. You know what I mean? Like, you have siblings who grew up. I had two brothers that grew up in the same house as me. We still totally different. You understand what I mean? But the thing that I'm saying is, as a parent, what extent are you taking to control your destiny in crafting the future of your children? Things will always be different. You know what I mean? Like, I got little Tori. I hope little Tori goes, she's going to find some better way to continue the bloodline. You know what I mean? I just want to set her up to where she does the best thing. So yeah, a school and a particular thing is not going to tell you, it's not going to craft exactly how things are going to turn out for you. But it makes a big difference when we as a community think how it works. You said, I wish I could share. You can share, bro. Just hit the share button. I mean, I'm about to go off, but as soon as I go off, hit the share button. And I'm recording too for y'all that just jumped in. I'm recording, so I'm gonna probably I don't know, either I'm gonna edit this up or put it out. But yeah, if that's the end of the questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Said truth. Yeah, Sharifa in the house. No other questions. So yeah, no other questions. But yeah, that's it, man. Remember that a village does raise a child. A village is still raising a child. You just slipped on who the village was. Jennifer. Parents have to be aware and active. That's a fact. Parents have to be aware of that. I mean, that's 100% a fact, and that's why, like I said, I don't homeschool my child yet. I'm working on it, but I'm in the PTA. I'm there. I'm paying as much attention as I can, and I definitely could do a lot better on her schooling this year. I've been spending a lot more time making money and less time on her schooling, but I still am active. You know what I mean? It's something I'm striving to do better with. But just me being there, I'm seeing different things, Just me being there, I'm paying attention to different things. I'm going, one day, I had walked my daughter up there just to take her to school and sit her in line, and I'm noticing that the teacher was late. And one day she was so late, no one even came. It was like another parent and I had to go, and we had to actually start the class ourselves. But we go to start the class ourselves, and they go and they bring the breakfast that they bring. Something I should have already been on, but just when I went, I'm looking at the breakfast. I get a chance to sit here. I picked up the different things that they were eating for breakfast. I was looking at the nutrition facts, looking at what it was. I'm like, dang, why they eating something this sugary this early in the morning, right? And then subsequently, later at the next PTA meeting, they actually were taking surveys and comments from parents and asking them how we feel about the breakfast program, if we would bring our children for the breakfast program if it was before school. And I actually got to put my input in it. And just from being active and being there, I had more of an input because I did pay attention to it before, but it just gave me another chance to look at it and bring it to the front of my mind. You know what I mean? On what does that breakfast look like? You know what I mean? So what she said about parents being aware and active, those are the kind of things, man. It's just a lot of times, if you're there, if you're around, if you're paying attention, you'll be able to see some of these things for your child and the structure that your child is coming up in. And, you know, I just wish more people pay more attention, and I want to pay more attention myself. But I'm making moves. I'm doing things the best way that I can do them. Yeah, Jennifer, yeah. I mean, and you know, it's a lot of parents who don't even know what the kid is eating. They just dropping them off because they so focused on getting money and doing the other things that they have to do, which I understand. But I just want to implore people to pay attention to the village that's raising their kid. Now I'm kind of going on. Ali said my brother and both my sisters are completely different. Mom handled business. Yeah. Things turn out different. But all right, man, I'm going to wrap this up. Y'all get with me. I'll be on the lookout for more videos. Thanks to everybody that supports and tells me the impact of my videos. This is fun. I'm gonna have to start taking this more seriously. And pretty soon on Facebook, y'all look out for me. I'm gonna open another page because I do a lot of things on. This is my personal page. I do a lot of things on here. I'm gonna open up another page, like a public page, and then that way when I go live from that page, you'll know I'm going live to give content, and you won't know, you won't think I'm just going live to tell y'all about how I worked out at the beach on the monkey bars and the different things, or some event that I'm filming at or something like that. So, but yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. Y'all be on the lookout for Black Division. Going around the city, filming different Black events. Getting content, putting montages together. There's some things on my page where I put out little promo ads and different things for Black people doing businesses. I got another one coming. We had Black Business. There's a Black Business Saturday where the Urban League Young Professionals do, where we go and we sit at we go to a Black business where we eat. We have something to eat, and then we go to another one like a store or something, and we just go support that. Everybody writes reviews. Everybody supports the business. So I'm going to chop something up and add something. The brother Marcus has some words on what that is. So just be on the lookout for some of that stuff. And if y'all see, if it's a Black event anywhere around here in the community, y'all let me know what's going on with it. So if I got a chance, I could go through there and film it. Y'all just let me know what's going on with that. Keep me in the loop. But other than that, peace. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep watching me. If it's any topics or anything y'all want me to speak on, or anybody y'all want me to collaborate with, y'all reach out to me, send me a message and let me know, and I'll see if I can cover it. Other than that, peace, man.